Hey, all you groovy guys and groovy gals, it's time for the Environmental Journal coming at you right now.
Right on, Elfish, and what a show we have for you today. What are we going to talk about, Elfish?
Thank you very much. We're getting people all fired up, Stefan. We're getting fired up for America Recycle Day coming up on the 15th of November.
Yes, we are, and we're going to have some great stories for you, including one about... They may be scraps to some people, but at this St. Paul store, it's the stuff of artistic creation. And Eureka! What's so special about these trucks? Well, we'll show you how they're green in more ways than one. And we'll introduce you to a self-proclaimed recyclaholic who is all about recovery. Yes, indeedy, that and much more is on this edition of the Environmental Journal, and it's on...
right now.
When it comes to recycling, Lisa Mitchell-Witchell has a little bit of a problem.
I'm a recyclaholic.
Hi, Lisa! Lisa has turned her addiction into a profession. A little over a year ago, she started Recyclaholics. She puts people in touch with products made from recycled material.
Our customers are everyone from like the average everyday Joe walking down the street that's really into recycled or really like into trendy kind of cool stuff, as well as like businesses and school districts and cities and things like that and counties, because we sell a lot of biodegradable products for composting programs and such.
The business has had a somewhat humble beginning. She operates out of her basement with the help of a couple of close friends like Sheila Bodecker.
It's been a lot of work, you know, just doing research on where all these products are and what they're made from, but then it's just been so fun. It's just such a creative process, you know, seeing what everybody makes out of something else.
One look at her inventory, and it's obvious. The possibilities seem limitless.
This picture frame is made from recycled car radiators, and it's just totally gorgeous, as my mom would say. These are the Grow a Note cards, and you basically send somebody a greeting card, and when they're done, they plant it into the ground and it grows wildflowers. And it's really just the coolest concept and the most wonderful way to reuse a card. Okay, this is one of my favorite products. Comes from a blueberry ice cream bucket top, and it was saved from the Fresh Kills landfill in Staten Island, New York, one of the biggest landfills, like probably on the planet. And now it is a kids clock making kit called a Clockalit, and it's just way cool and way fun.
For Lisa, recycling isn't just a job, it's a way of life, and it always has been.
When I was growing up, my family always called me Flower Child. You know, I grew up in New York, and I'd always they just always called me Flower Child. I was born like in '62, so that kind of like makes sense. But I don't know, and it's just been ingrained like in me, you know, just like respect of, you know, nature around us and the universe. And I don't know, I think it's just, you know, you're just like that, and you just kind of carry it on.
And if this business of recycling keeps on building, this recyclaholic will have a lot of support.
Amazingly enough, I really think if you put your heart and soul and your good vibes out to the universe, I really believe that it comes back. It may not happen right away, but yeah, things are really starting to take off.
That, everybody, is Lisa Mitchell, admitted recyclaholic. And if you would like to get more information about her and her company, you can go online, recyclaholic.com, or give her a call. 612-521-LOOP is how to get in touch with her, and she does all kinds of great recycled products. And speaking of recycling, that is what they are all about where we are at today. It's the Rock 10 Paper Recycling Company in St. Paul. They've been in business since 1908. So Why have we come to this place? Well, because we want to get you excited for America Recycles Day, which is coming up Saturday, November 15th. So only a few shopping days left until America Recycles Day, and we're going to tell you more about that big day by talking to the head of the Recycling Association of Minnesota. And we'll learn more about what goes on here at Rock 10, but right now, another story about recycling. As you can see behind me, there's all kinds of paper scraps. This is where they load in all the scraps. And our next story is about scraps and what you can do with scraps in a more of an artistic bent. Watch.
Put another piece on. That's right. You are right. Another piece is going to make... Oh, that's going to be great.
To the untrained eye, this might look like a group of kids doing a craft project. But it is oh so much more. These kids are engaging in creative problem solving, all the while learning a valuable lesson.
We want them to understand where these materials came from and the fact that they could have gone into the waste stream or into the waste basket, and we try to make that as concrete as possible, from actually pulling things out of a bin and saying, well, now here's this bottle, and this was tossed away. How do you think it could be used again? Kids are fabulous. I mean, their imaginations are incredible.
The nonprofit organization Art Start started this store in 1993. Art Start has always dedicated itself to arts education using the environment as inspiration. They took that concept to a whole new level when they opened Art Start's Art Scraps in St. Paul.
Naturally, we gathered artists around us that were very interested in stewardship for the environment, and our programming for kids grew in that direction, where we were really trying to develop that link with the environment.
What was on this when it first came out of paper? This was from paper towels. We used all those paper towels washing our hands.
Art Start's Art Scraps works a couple of different ways. Workshops are held in the store, or people are welcome to purchase raw material that can be turned into works of art at home. Inspiration, no extra charge.
Can you spin it there? There we go. Is that cool or what?
It can be a little overwhelming to walk into the store where it's full of bins and barrels that's full of stuff. And so my purpose is to maybe provide an example and say it could be used as such. And then customers, teachers, educators, and children take it further.
And perhaps the neatest aspect of this artistic process was how all this stuff got here.
We either request donations from manufacturers or businesses or individuals, or donations walk in the door. And so we're always in the process of kind of processing scrap materials and thinking of creative ways to reuse them.
When it comes to keeping material out of landfills, well, the folks at Art Start's Art Scraps are willing to blow their own recycled horn.
It's not about money. It's not about, like making people buy stuff they don't want. We're not proprietors of people buying things that they don't need. We're here as a resource for educators and artists and children, and that really excites me to be making a difference in our own little way.
Incredible what you can do with scraps. That's Art Start's Art Scraps on St. Clair Avenue in St. Paul. And they have classes and they do birthday parties. There's a great birthday party idea for you. And just think what they could do with a big old roll of paper like that at Art Scraps. But that is not scrap. That is the finished product here at Rock 10 Recycling in St. Paul. And when we come back from a short break, we're going to learn more about this fascinating place. So, stick around. Also coming up on the Environmental Journal, we'll show you some earth-friendly recycling trucks that will have you saying, Eureka! You'll also get pretty excited when you hear all about what's going on in and around Lake Christina. Stick around. To me. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. But Recycling, that of course, is for everybody and good for the environment. Welcome back to the Environmental Journal, brought to you by the Minnesota State Lottery. Our location today is the Rock 10 Paper Recycling Company in St. Paul. They've been in the recycling business since 1908, and we've come here to get you excited for America Recycles Day, which is coming up this Saturday, November 15th. Let's meet Tom Trotsky. He's going to tell us more about Rock 10, but first let me be the first, I bet, to wish you a happy America Recycles Day, Tom.
Well, and the same to you.
Thank you very much. So what they do here is they take recycled content and turn it back into packaging, such as this cereal box, if I got that somewhat correct.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
And where does all the content come from?
Okay, a wide variety of sources. We take old corrugated containers, which are generally generated at retailers, such as, Targets, department stores, grocery stores. We take office papers, obviously generated at offices.
And then also the stuff that we put out at our curb, correct?
That's right.
Let's talk about what goes on here. There's quite an operation. You can hear it humming all the time. How does this happen here?
Well, we collect those various grades of paper that we talked about, and it'll go onto a conveyor, and then the conveyors lead to pulpers. Pulpers are nothing more than very large blenders.
Those things are loud.
Yeah, they're loud as well.
And they're making like a big pulp milkshake in there,
It's
right?
called slurry.
And then where does it go?
They go through a series of cleaners which extract away the contaminants, and then the clean fibers go on to the paper machine. The paper machine is where we take and rearrange those fibers into a new sheet of paper.
And then ultimately you end up with big rolls of paper, right?
That's right, jumbo rolls of paper that we then sell to our customers. Our customers are both internal as well as external, where we convert it into cartons, where they put it on their printing presses, die cut it, score it, and convert it into cartons like that, which you see in the grocery stores every time you go.
And you do that right here at Rock 10, don't
That's
you?
right.
That's fascinating. And these are Devil's Food cookies, and, well, I could go for one. I love these. Can you have a snack with me?
The locale style.
Oh. Hello. Nobody in here. You're toying with me there. But you gave us a great explanation
All right.
of what goes on here. Thank you very much, Tom.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Yes, Tom Trotsky, head of recycling here at Rock 10. And let's go ahead and stick with that recycling theme. Tom was talking about the material that makes its way here, some of which is from the curb. And now we've got a feature about how in St. Paul some of that stuff is traveling in style. It's recycling day for Melina Bielke. This is nothing new to her. But what's coming to get this stuff is...
We've just purchased and put on the road 14 new recycling vehicles. We have been operating the recycling program in St. Paul since 1987, but until Earth Day of this year, we had worked with other companies to actually operate the fleet. And as of Earth Day, we've put our own fleet on the road.
Say hello to Eureka Recycling's new look. Well, there it is.
There it is.
What do you think?
It's a good-looking truck.
Not bad, huh?
No. Hello. Thank you.
What do you think about the color?
It's a fantastic color. It's bright. It definitely gets your attention.
How about that color?
Well, we had to choose a shade of green since we felt we were putting a greener vehicle on the street. So we have our color consultants within our office to thank for that.
They're better looking. They're nicer looking. They're more attractive vehicle.
But of course, looks aren't everything. It's what's on the inside that counts. In this case, it's a 20% blend of biodiesel fuel, which is made from soybeans. The benefit of biodiesel is that it burns cleaner and causes less pollution.
I think it's wonderful. Anything that we can do for our environment is helpful. Every little bit that we can do, like recycling and having a more efficient truck.
Eureka buys the biodiesel from a farmer co-op.
We call it a very domestic fuel, a local fuel in a way.
It's got to feel good, right?
Oh, it feels great. Yeah, very exciting for us. And what we really want to do is demonstrate that this is a fuel that is viable, it works well, it doesn't impact the performance of the vehicle, burns cleaner.
Well, I don't know how much more I can say about them, except they look nice and they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Doing what they're supposed to do and not doing what they're supposed to do.
It's much more efficient.
Look
Thank
at that. Look at the
you.
service.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
It's really, we felt very important to get a fleet on the road. If we're driving through neighborhoods consistently, just like school buses, just like snow plows, etc., trying to minimize their impacts on the environment with which they're passing through.
How you doing? Lots of trucks here at Rock 10. Yes, it's a little noisy where I am right now. So look for them, the Eureka recycling trucks. They've hit the streets and they're pretty hard to miss, frankly, with that green color. As am I in my blaze orange safety gear. Yes, I wouldn't want to be run down by one of these trucks waiting to take Rock 10 material all over the country. Let's give you an idea of where some of this stuff is going. This is kind of fun. I've got 3 trucks here, and one is going to Illinois. My man here in the Peterbilt, he's going to Iowa. And finally, we're going to South Dakota. So you see, this stuff here at Rock 10 goes all over. Yes, let's get a little ways away because it's a little noisy, and I would like to introduce another story. This one about how your Minnesota State Lottery is concerned with environmental projects all over the state of Minnesota. And you know, sometimes our natural resources need a little nursing. And that's the case with Lake Christina.
This is the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota. But there are probably not 10 lakes like this in North America.
People are pretty passionate when it comes to Lake Christina in Ashby, Minnesota. But the water in Christina isn't as clear as it's always been, and that's cause for big concern.
When the water clouds, sunlight doesn't penetrate. When sunlight doesn't penetrate, you have no photosynthesis. You have no plant production. No plant production, no plant food, no ducks.
And this is one place that historically has seen a lot of ducks. During peak migration periods, it is estimated that Christina has held up to 25% of the entire canvasback population. Those numbers have been decreasing as the food supply in Christina has been dwindling. The culprits are rough fish like carp and bullheads, which have been getting into Lake Christina from nearby lakes.
We're hoping to alter the state of the wetland back to a clear water state that's healthy with lots of submerged aquatic plants and animals that the birds can eat and thrive on.
It's called the Lake Christina Enhancement Project. It's a partnership of the local Lake Association, Ducks Unlimited, and the DNR, with financial support from the Minnesota State Lottery through the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund. The plan is to rid the lake of the rough fish. This fish barrier is being built to prevent them from getting there in the first place. It's similar to one already completed on a different part of Lake Christina. Undesirable fish were traveling from this stream from nearby Nicolnos Slough. Now, access has been denied. As for the rough fish already infesting the lake, the plan of attack is from the air. The chemical being sprayed is extremely selective and will only take out the desired target. It may seem like a lot of effort for just one lake in the land of 10,000 lakes, but if you've seen Lake Christina in all her glory, you'd probably agree. Well worth it.
And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Good is better. I've seen it good. It's really a thrill. Plus, it's a thrill to know that the ducks have a spot to tank up. It's a spot where the ducks benefit beyond the hunter. And so it's a good thing.